What does it really mean to choose love on purpose? To not just fall into it, but to be intentional about who you build with, who you grow with, and who you do life with. And once you find that person, how do you actually build something that lasts? Because love is one thing, but building a life, a family, and a legacy together, now that's leveling up. Today, we're getting into all of that, finding love with intention and what it really takes to make it last with Ciara and Russell Wilson. Two people who don't just talk about it, they live it. So let's get into it. Because, baby, this is Keke Palmer. And I'm so glad that I get to have more time with my girl, Ciara Russell. Get out of here, guys. My girl.
Hey.
You look so good.
Thank you so much. You too.
What's up, girl?
Oh my gosh, thank you. And I feel like I'm lucky because I get to see you back to back. I just seen y'all at the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, right?
How you doing?
Vanity
So good
Fair.
to see you.
What's happening,
You said
my
what?
girl?
And Vanity Fair.
That's where we was at. Because I was like, you had a short haircut.
Yeah.
At the Vanity Fair, yeah.
I was rolling in your world.
Okay. You can do it all. How y'all doing?
Great, how you
Feeling
been?
good.
Yeah.
And you guys are in New York all the time. East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're East Coasters.
So I'm over here. The weather's getting nice again.
It is
I know,
72
slowly
today. It's
but
hot.
surely.
Yes, but no crazy sun, which was interesting. It's kind of like that overcast in New York, which is so
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I need to get one more winter-ish kind of outfit off before I get anymore.
It's your closet that I really need to also have a talk with you in because I already know it's insane. Fashion girly, the original. Well, let's get into some of these pull-up questions. Let's see. I know some of this with you, so I'm going to do this with you, Russell.
All right, I'm ready.
What's your zodiac sign?
Ooh, Zodiac, I'm a Sag.
Does he give Sag?
I'm not like a huge Zodiac guy. Like it's funny because like you bring up the Zodiac signs and like, you meet people and you'll be like, you're going on a date, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing they'll be like, what's your sign? I'm like, oh, what? What do you mean, what sign? Like, no.
Did you hit him with the "What's your sign" question when you guys' first date?
No, it was by the fifth date. She asked me, but then also too, like they'll be like, what do you believe in? Whatever. What's your faith? And I'm like, the universe. And I'm like,
You like, it ain't grounded enough for me.
Yeah,
I need to hear a little change.
Universe talk.
What is your love language? And this is, I don't think I've asked you this one. What do you feel your love language is? Like, they say quality time, they say physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service. Where do you guys feel how do you receive love and how do you give it?
I think quality time for sure.
quality time for sure for me.
I think acts of service go such a long way for the both of us.
Yeah.
Because I think it feels good when you both know that each person is thinking about each other. It can be like flowers. He gives me flowers like randomly all the time. That's one of my favorite things. And it's always a surprise for the most part when he does it.
Yes.
And that like fills my heart up. So if I'm far away from him and I come to my hotel room and there's a big bouquet of flowers, I'm like, yeah. So that's an act of service, right?
It is,
that what you-
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and even
so
just the thoughtfulness of figuring out what it needs to be and where you're at. I mean, obviously he knows because he's your husband, but still,
Yeah.
it's that extra thought
thinking
that
of me,
counts.
yeah. Especially when it's rough. Like it's hard for me to be away from him and the babies. So when you're going like for a good amount of time, you feel like the world starts to feel a bit more heavier. Even though I'm, living my dream, I'm still like not fully connected because I'm far from them sometimes. So, yeah.
I would definitely say quality time, and physical touch for sure.
We know you are
touch.
dangerous with that physical
Hey,
touch.
I'm trying to have Cinco, but you guys know that. But no, I think what's interesting is that like going back to acts of service, like acts of service for me is like it's important, but it's not like, I mean, for me to receive, that's not the thing. Like she gives me a gift. I always tell her like for my birthday, it's like don't give me anything. I don't.
Aww.
I just want to spend quality time. Now she'll always give me a little something. She's got me some good watches actually.
So yeah,
along the
are
way,
you?
but-
It's the fashion gifts. You good with you? Is that kind of where your mind goes?
Well, I just like to think about, I feel like men are simple. You just get them what they like. Like he loves watches.
Yeah.
So that's not the only thing that I get him, but I always I have to think deep for him, even though he tells me
you don't
I
have to think
can't.
that deep. Man.
No, but to me, I do. He's not telling me I have to, but I want to, right?
Yes.
So like something that I think is really cute, for one of our anniversaries, I got both of us these keys made out of gold. It was the key to the door of the place where we first met. Yeah, so like
Sentimental.
yeah,
You're sentimental.
right? Or like one other year, I did a gold chain with the coordinates of the location to where we got married.
No.
So like something like that, right?
I love
Bad
like,
ideas. Right?
I love
Some
like
good
I'm like the
ideas.
Notebook watcher. You ever seen the movie The Notebook? Like
love
I
that
love like sentimental stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're a
Thoughtful.
movie person too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like thoughtful stuff like that. Like that's my favorite.
I think, babe, this is not a love language I hear on the list.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that the world talks about, but I feel like one of our other love languages is food.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
But
we're
that
eating-
goes back to quality time to me. Like, but yes, like
I was just
We
talking to somebody
love
about
good
whatever the
food.
sushi date you did for her one time you posted up on the page where y'all did sushi in
oh
y'all's
yeah, we
kitchen.
did sushi. We had
I
a sushi
loved
chef.
that date.
Yeah,
I
that
wasn't
was
even
fun.
there. But I was like, I felt that I was there. That's a very cute. And making food together, that's fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was my birthday, and that was also romantic. So it's cool.
Yes, I loved it. Okay, now what's a question that you guys wish that you were asked more in interviews? Because I feel like everybody has asked, y'all both been in the game for so long and then together for so many years, y'all probably been asked everything.
We've been
Ask more?
We've been asked a lot of questions.
I don't know.
I think the question that like I would say that like I think the most interesting I would say is just what's the challenge? You know, like I think
I was thinking that.
like I think you know everybody thinks everything's perfect and everything's great all the time, and I think the thing about love, the thing about marriage, the thing about having kids in particular, there's challenges along the way. And I always watch my parents. Like I think about my mom, my dad. My dad's in heaven now, and
Rest in peace.
I remember watching my mom and my dad raise us. And I think about just sacrifice. The sacrifice that my mom, she was an ER nurse. My dad was a lawyer. He worked even 2 jobs at one point just so we could go to school and afford everything that we needed to do. And I think that level of sacrifice is something that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing about, I think, like life in general is we all face challenges. You know, when she's at her ultimate high, I may be at a low. When I'm at my ultimate high, she may be at a low. And a lot of times we're both at highs at the same time.
Yeah.
The one good thing I would say is what God has blessed us with is we're never low at the same time. And I think that's just kind of like, I think that's an interesting thing of like,
That's definitely some grace.
yeah, you know, I think that's a big thing. I think, you know, communication, I think is another big piece to it. Obviously, everybody says, what's the most important thing? Communication. That's a big piece of it. But sometimes it's the idea of not saying something too. You know, and just being like, you know, just like I said, it goes back to quality time, but just being able to be patient, you know. And I know I'm probably the least patient person. I'm a patient person. Like I'm patient for people.
Yeah.
I have grace for people. When it comes to like getting stuff done, like I'm very impatient. I'm like let's go. But I think that's the quarterback in me. And I think,
Right.
yeah, you know, that's
Ain't no time to play.
Yeah, we gotta
Coming
get
for me.
we gotta get this first down. Let's go. But I think a big part of it is like that business part of my brain is like go, and sometimes I can come off a little like we got to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that she's really good at that, and I think at the same time, I think you know I've learned a lot from her, just with patience in general. Like, but I think where I come in, I think where I'm good is like for example, like this morning or last night, really, kind of this morning. It's like 4:00 in the morning.
Y'all was up.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah, we
4
were
o'clock. No, we
deterring.
weren't doing that. We're asleep.
The kids were
Deterring.
Yeah, but actually, what happened
Maybe
was
testing your patience.
yeah. But when our son is, you only spell it one way, WIN, and the thing is, he keeps getting up in the morning, and so like I'm very like firm, and Ciara's firm. You're firm.
Oh
You
my
gotten
God,
way
okay,
better. You
come
got
on now,
you gotten
give
way
me
better.
my
at it.
credit.
But I'm like when I walk in the room, they're like the kids are like, you know, so like
Voice.
yeah,
It's
so,
enough.
They always do that with dad.
Yeah.
Mom never quite can.
They
I
do.
try. My son laughs at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they question. You have to tell them the command 3 times.
Yeah.
Dad said one time. Everybody like. I'm like, really?
I'm trying to make
Like,
sure
really?
I don't have to say anything at all, you know? And just walk in the room.
That's what happened this morning.
Yeah, it's
actually.
more like 4:45.
Well, I was
It's
doing
like-
pretty good.
I'm
Oh
so
my gosh,
tired.
I love what you
He is
mentioned
like-
about the challenge piece
Yeah.
because I do feel like you guys are like everybody's, and I'm not just saying that you guys really are everybody's relationship goals. But obviously, this is real life. You know what I mean? We don't know everything ins and outs. When it comes to how you approach challenges, what are some main things that I know you said communication, but is it like we take a 5-minute break or, you know, we revisit it on another day? What are some of those things that you've learned that are like key tools to help with challenges?
Well, it says in the Bible, right? You shouldn't go to bed. How does it say, baby? You shouldn't go to bed mad.
Basically, to sum it up, don't go to bed angry.
Yeah.
Never go to sleep angry.
We
you know,
don't really
I think we have always done that really well. You know,
We don't let
tough.
the day pass us by. Now, sometimes it might take some time throughout the day, you know, because we're both like strong personalities. And then I'm in my frustrated bag, and then he might be frustrated, and then we might be quiet. And then that silence is like,
I don't like. I'm not the type.
yo,
to,
he don't like silence. Me,
I'm not gonna let you just be silent for an
No.
hour. Like what? Like
no.
I don't do that.
And sometimes I'm like,
worst.
I
That goes with
gotta
anybody,
find
honestly. I'm not,
myself, right? I'm like, I gotta find myself sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like, let me get it together. But I feel like he's so good with, you know, coming back around to something. What is it Pastor Judah would say we have to say to each other?
Well, we always play this game of who can ask for forgiveness first.
Yeah.
So like you can never like because biblically like we have to forgive each other, right? So like, you know, in Scripture in Matthew it talks about that like we have it's an obligation for us as Christians to forgive one another, right? But in addition to that is that if we don't forgive others, no matter who we are, if we don't forgive others, God won't forgive us. And so our Pastor Judah, we always talk about this, but years ago, 10 years ago, we talked about this idea of playing the forgiveness game. You know, we came with this idea, Judah and Chelsea and us, and we were talking about this idea around the forgiveness game is who can ask for forgiveness first. Yeah. And you have to forgive the other person. Yeah. So like, let's just say that she's mad at me for whatever, and she's going back and forth, and I'm going back, and I'm like, will you forgive me? Yeah. And she's like, yes, I have to. Yeah. And she has to say it out loud though, because it's a big piece to, I think, just life and friendship and relationships and, like in partnership in life, do business with somebody, which marriage is really a business deal at the end of the day. And I'm not
It's
saying,
true, though.
I'm not saying in a cold way. I'm saying in a way that like you're sharing your finances, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing this, you're sharing
1,000%.
this, you're sharing your time. And so when you're doing that, right, like how are you thinking about that partner? How are you thinking about that daily activity of it all? So to me, I think just asking for forgiveness and this and that, like, none of us are perfect, anybody. But like, I think the ability to, hey, will you forgive me for that? And like, yes.
Yeah.
I think this is such a big thing too in Christianity because I'm always that way as well in life with friendships, forgiving so much so that sometimes the people would consider me passive or you need to have harder lines but it's just based off my faith. Yeah. How do you guys, and this can be in your relationship, but really also like in your life, in your friendships and stuff. How do you waver the balance between forgiving, but then like creating boundaries with people that maybe don't belong back in your world?
Forgiveness is a spirit. I feel like I'm really big on not having spiritual debt, right? Because spiritual debt is weight.
Seriously.
So, sometimes you spend so much energy wanting to be upset with somebody or a scenario and frustrated, but that takes more energy to be mad about something and carry that mad energy. Now, you can be mad at the gate, but at some point it has to come to a peaceful place. Mm-hmm. And I think that when people, if they wrong you or if they come with, they're not the best fit for your circle or for your world, you kind of start to find organic ways to do it. Maybe you're not hanging out as much with the person or people. Like, you start to kind of just put those natural boundaries up because you know what happens when they're in your space and they don't bring the right energy. But there's that line, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
That's right.
So sometimes people have their own things, but it's like, for me, I'm so focused on joy. I'm like, I got to protect my own peace. So let me manage what I can manage. And I can handle people from afar too, right?
Yes.
And also forgive them for the wrongdoing that they've done for my own peace. Right. And it's like, God bless them. But now I know that person can't be up in my space.
Yes.
Like the way they used to be. Yeah.
And for me too, whatever that might be, that we ain't vibing no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to go back earlier though,
yes.
babe. What were you saying about, can we go back to the win thing?
The which part?
It was a good
4
tag,
a.m.
It was a good tag team thing that happened
Oh
this
yeah,
morning.
well see, Wynn gets up, and we'll split it. Like sometimes I'll get up, I'll go, she'll go, whatever. And I'm closest to the door, so like I have to go answer the door because Wynn's knocking. He's banging. So anyways,
He's pulling up every morning at 4:00 in the morning.
I love
he's
that.
gotten better though the past 3 nights.
Yeah, he's
so
gotten
he
better.
wants this light in his room, and it's bright as this light in front of us. And I'm like, you can't sleep like that. It's not good for you. So anyways, he's been getting up. And so fast forward, Ciara got up today, and she's going there. And Wynn will argue with you. He'll be like,
How old?
He's 5.
He's 5.
But he would be like, I'm not going to bed. I'm staying up. I'm staying up.
Turn the light on.
Yeah, so he'll go over there, turn the light on, and be like hard-headed. And he's like kind of like me because I'm hard-headed too. And he would be like, I ain't doing it. And so, anyway, so I'm hearing this. I'm like, nah, I better go handle this. And he's starting talking rude to mom a little bit. So I don't like that. Once you start talking rude to mom, I gotta come in the room now.
Aww.
So but it's still like 4:45. So I, hobble my butt in there, get in there, and she has him in timeout, but he's still talking trash.
I'm putting him in timeout because he's starting to do like a little operation resistance. And so I have to kind of like say, you're going to sit down in a timeout.
That was so cute.
So then I noticed in his demeanor, I did not tell this to you, but because at first I was like, when? I'm not going to say it again. And I said that 3 times. I'm not going to say it again. I said, anyways. So then I said, we're going to timeout. And I'm talking to him, and all of a sudden I say, now sit in timeout, right? And then I notice his demeanor. He like really kind of goes like, I'm like, oh, he felt what I was saying.
Okay.
But I turn around, and he's standing there like, I was like, okay, that made sense.
I didn't say nothing though. I let her, because I'm a big believer when whatever mom says goes. And
guys, that reminds me of my parents. What you guys just described, that's how my parents would do me.
Oh my God.
Literally, that same dynamic, that vibe. And when my dad came, he was always having my mama's back. I would be pissed. I'm like, I'm tired of you having her damn back. My dad was just like that, is just like that. His birthday's actually today. Happy birthday, Dad.
Aww,
but yeah, my dad,
happy
it's
birthday.
really important and it's special for the kids to see. I mean, it's all I know. But as I've gotten older, I realize how important it is for the kids to see that unity.
Yeah.
Because even though it made me mad as a kid, I really admired that with my parents of just, he's got her back and she's got his back. And even if I do my little kid thing, nothing's going to break them. They both love me, but they love each other.
Yeah.
So that's such a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, and it's also too like it also again another Bible, quote talking about being childlike. The thing is, I think for us parents or moms especially, you have like this guilt when you're trying to get your child in line, but kids have this beautiful ability to have amnesia in moments like that. Like they do take on when we're disciplining them, but they turn right back to love, right? Their love doesn't just go like cold. And so I think you have to remember that when you're disciplining them, it's actually for the better of them, right? And he actually helps me with that, especially with the boys. He's like, don't you let off. Because the boys can sometimes work the moms. Yeah, he's like, don't you let off. And I always hear that voice in my head where I'm like, okay, stand firm. See, like, stand firm. He might be upset with you now, but he's going to appreciate you later, and he's still going to love you,
I've had to learn that too with my son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really just, again, we're not men. So I don't know how the man mind work. I don't know I know how it worked in my mind, but I'm a young lady. So it is so interesting as you become a mom of a son and you're trying to figure out what's the way to reach them. I want to give love and I want them to know, and because you see so many stories today where it's like, it was because they mama. And it's like, I don't want to be that mama. Now my son hate women,
Yeah.
But also I want him to have all sides of me. I want him to see that I'm soft, that I'm loving and I'm caring, but that I'm to be respected. So that's like a big journey for me. Leo's 3 now.
Oh, so
but I'm
good.
always,
It's a
asking
good
for my
age.
advice with my parents and everything. And there's something else that I'm thinking about when I'm watching you guys talk. I used to ask my dad, like, how do you know that, when love is real? Because people will say anything. Guys and girls, they say anything to each other. They feel it, but emotions can be fleeting. I love you. You mean everything to me. You're the world. He said, you don't know it by necessarily what they say. You notice it about who you become by being with that person. That. And that really helped me to understand the differentiation, because I'll get in a relationship and it's like, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling concern, I'm acting like a version of myself that I don't like.
Yeah.
What is the version of you guys that arised out of your love that lets you know, okay, I'm a me, this my optimized me,
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
Okay, so the road trip is happening, all right? The snacks are packed, somebody already has the playlist ready, and you already know the music is about to be popping, okay? And the kids have been asking, are we there yet, since before we left the driveway. As someone who travels by car frequently with her child, I know what will make or break that trip. It's what you pull up to at the end of it. Because after me and Leo have been in that car for 6 hours, baby, we are not trying to arrive at just anything. We want to walk into a home. And that's exactly why I like booking stays on Airbnb. When you get to a place that actually feels like somewhere you can live, the whole energy shifts. Now we have a space to spread out, a kitchen where I can throw something together if I want to, a porch where I can sit, breathe, and come back to myself after that drive. That's the reset you need. The trip doesn't end when you arrive. it's just getting started. And when you book with Airbnb, that's when the trip really begins.
Yeah, I do feel holistically like a better woman because of him. I really do. I think it's like the way that he loves me and speaks life into me. It just adds more to the layer of my confidence that I already have. He just puts this extra boost of wind behind it it's like when I'm walking, it's like a soundtrack is playing like, doom.
Come on, wind beneath my wings.
Soundtrack.
But that's it. Yeah.
Yes.
You made me feel that way. But yeah, no, I do. I feel like a boost of confidence. Like there's nothing better than the support that he gives me. It's a safe feeling, right?
Yes.
Because in my world, I run my world. Obviously, I'm mom. I'm all these things. But sometimes you feel vulnerable, even though you're the toughest person you have to be. But when I have that in my mind, it brings me peace that he's there for me. I do think that I've tried, because I'm a little bit of a goofy girl sometimes.
Me too.
But, you level up the sexy a little bit, so he's sitting beside me, so, I don't think
It's so funny to hear Scorpios say that. You're a Scorpio,
Yeah,
right?
I am a
Yeah,
Scorpio,
exactly. Because
yes.
Scorpios are always so sexy.
Oh my gosh, but I'm like a goofy too, so I gotta, you guys see me do the music videos and stuff, and at home I'd be like, I'm just a goofy girl sometimes, I think, so he kind of like, I will say, has made me evolve, like in that area, but I just feel like I'm constantly seeking ways to get better, like holistically, like I was even thinking to myself, like, okay, yes, the way he pours into me is important to me, and I have not said this to you, but this is, I'm just saying to the world, but to you, is like, I think about life, like life goes by so fast, and I hope that like when he looks back at life, his life as a man, that he's like, she showed up for me, like she loved me down, the right way. Like I want him to have like the best memories as possible. So I say that in my mind as well. Like you have a desire to want to just be your best. You may fall short, sometimes I do know that, but my heart is there and the passion is there for it to be like, I hope that when he looks back at his life and what I brought to the table, that like, I was bringing that thing, So like, but his love, how he loves me, makes me want to do that even more. I already want to love, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that first of all, I love that. I think big
beautiful.
piece of it is kind of what your dad was saying, is they make you a better person. What's crazy is that I was married before, and I'm single.
Yeah.
I had a whole plan.
Oh God.
What was your plan?
Man, my plan was good. It was a great plan. I was like, I'm 23, 24. I'm 24 years old, whatever it is. I'm just won a Super Bowl. I'm like, I'm gonna be single for about 10 years.
Oh,
I got a whole, I'm gonna meet some friends along the way, and then you're gonna marry your best friend, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll be 10 years. And sure enough, about a year and a half into my plan, I meet her, and I knew exactly when I met her. She was the one. And I think a big part of it was...
What? Wait a minute, Russell, how you saying it? What was it? Because people don't believe that. What you just talked about was like pretty much a version of love at first sight. How?
It really, really was. A couple things had happened. One, I had actually told somebody I knew before, I was like, somebody asked me, who do you see yourself with? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, Ciara. They were like, she ain't gonna like you. I said, why? He said, I don't think she gonna like you. I said, she ain't met me yet.
Okay. Because talk about she gonna like me. She don't know me.
That was the first thing.
So
Then
crazy.
fast forward, I'm kind of seeing some people. I'm just chilling, whatever, 10-year window. And so then fast forward, what happens is I go to church one day on a Sunday. Sunday night I go to dinner with my pastor. We're sitting there talking. I said, man, I need to write my 5 non-negotiables. He said, 5 non-negotiables. He said, you said negotiables in your sermon. I said, you weren't talking about this, but I believe in marriage. Like I said earlier, marriage is a business deal. It's life. It's partnership. It's this, that, and the other. I said, I need to write my 5 non-negotiables. What I want a woman. Number one is I want a woman of faith, right, who believe in God, this and that. I want a woman who is faithful, not just to me, but to everything she does. When her yes is yes, her no is no. I want a woman who was independent, didn't have to be Ciara, but somebody had their own identity and wasn't just Russell's wife. I wanted somebody that was also someone who was similar to my mom. Yeah, my mom was helping my dad when he was on his deathbed. My dad used to always say, you're always going to be good because you're mama. And then I wanted somebody that would tilt the room. When they walk in the room, that the whole room changes.
Okay, and that's true about her.
Yeah. So like,
sure.
so those 5 things. So those 5 things I wrote down, prayed over. We prayed over that night. He said, "Why 5?" I said, "5 is the number of grace." I said, "Marriage and life is about grace."
Yes,
So we wrote 5 of them down. And 3 days later, I meet Steve for the first time. And so we meet each other. Fast forward, like the moment I met her, what was interesting is Future was about 9 months or so, and it was just a bond right from the beginning. And I told her, I said, no matter if you and I ever end up together, I'm gonna make sure I look out for little man and help whatever way you need. But I knew it was gonna be like something real. And so, I mean, I think what's amazing, going back to the question though of like, how do you know? I think life is a journey, right? You meet people along the way, you go through relationships, situations, this and that. And I think it's all a formulation of the imperfect ingredients of what God desires for you. And I think that ultimately we experience life situations, people, this and that. And at some point we realize, okay, well, God, what do you really have for me? And I think that, in our situation, like, being a stepdad to Future, and really, that's the greatest love to me. You talked about fatherhood earlier. Like, to me, right, like to be able to raise a son as if he's your own blood is the greatest gift. And to me, that's how I've always looked at how God's relationship with Jesus was, and Jesus did
Amen.
marriage. So like, to me, like, that's always been significant to me of how we're intended to love as dads, and none of us are perfect in that sense, but just knowing that like God loves us that much. And so how do I love my kids, and not just Future, but Win and Sienna and Amora. And so I think that's a big piece of it for me too, is being able to share that, as family. And I think, like I said, I think love's a journey. It's like, are you up for the journey of life? It's a long, long time. We're talking about, I'm 37 years old. She's 27. And
okay.
Listen, let's just keep it real. I am a cute yeah.
Yeah, she and so like when you think about that, like, I think that like life goes through its, like I said earlier, it goes through its journeys, and I think the most significant piece to it all is that you being able to lift the other person up. When I'm on my low, she lifts me up. When she's at her low, I lift her up, and vice versa. And hopefully we're at our all-time highs all the time, but that's just not life. So like, how do we continue to do that all the time? And so I think also too, like the purpose of responsibility. I think God's given us so much in terms of who C is in the world, and the music world, and me in sports, this and that. But to do it together, I think being 2 young black, boy and girl from Richmond, Virginia, from Atlanta, Georgia, when you think about it all, like how our worlds collided in such a way. And I think when those worlds collide, there's an amazing responsibility and joy to that. And I think that's the part that you're always, learning and growing and fighting for and doing. And I think that's the piece that makes it unique in itself.
You guys carry it with so much grace. It's very much king and queen, and it's a beautiful thing to see. When you had the video recently, taking Future to look at the school, I mean, we
cool.
all, the whole internet, we was just going up, because just to see that vibe, and just to see so young, so early, I started thinking to myself, when the hell Future went to college? I was like, you know what I mean? But it's like, we started.
You better be 12.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
12.
crazy. 12 years old and already creating these experiences. But there's another side to it, right? You guys are public figures. You already get enough, being a quarterback, and one of the best.
Listen, I get a lot of love. I get a
You
lot
get a lot
of
of
hate.
love. You get a lot of love, a lot of
Part of
hate.
it,
You
yeah.
too, you've been in the game since you was a teenager. You get a lot of love. There's a lot to deal with on your own.
Yeah.
Now you put there's nothing more intimate than you and the love of your life on Front Street together, and having to deal with not just your separate, public stuff, but whatever people got to say about your love. Mm-hmm. How do you have the stamina to withstand that and still also, like I said, be willing to put yourselves out there and say, we want to represent love?
You can't
That's
pay
a
these folks no mind. You can't give, I think you have to know if you're going to be in the public, like it's going to come with the ebbs and flows. It's going to come with, it's not going to all be positive and perfect, right? So I think when you understand that, I think that just helps you to set the floor, to have, you just, it just helps you to do that. So I think that's, we live life for each other. We live life for God and for Jesus, first and foremost.
Amen.
And we live life for each other. And I think that so long as we're doing that, because we're human just like everybody else, right?
For sure.
Trying to find our way. No, we're not perfect, but, we're doing our best. And so I think that's the most important thing of all. This world is so mad right now. People have
crazy.
so many opinions. People have so many things to say about someone else's life. It's like for me, it's like I just want to focus on my life and my love and what we're building and with our family and our kids and seeing them grow. I want to have like the best peace in my mind possible. So I think, with focusing on that, it allows you not to like think too much into everything that someone has to say or really care about what someone has to say, right? Because I think the greatest thing, like, you said, like, they may love you and they hate you, but the greater you're great, the more they hate. So, the more they talk about you, it lets you know that there's some importance to,
Absolutely.
To why they want to talk about it. So you can't pay that stuff any mind. You just have to live. Like, I want to live life to the fullest. Like, I want to, like I said, I want to look back and know, like, for the both of us, like that we really live together. Like, we're building a legacy together. And I think when you're trying to do something as great as we're trying to holistically, as humans, as husband and wife, as mother and father, parents, you have time to only focus on that.
Yeah.
I
feel like that is such a like disciplined mindset, and it makes me think about, even though obviously people know you're a dancer, you've mentioned that you did sports in high school and stuff. Obviously you are, Russell. How much do you guys relate on some of those principles that I think athletes have, like discipline and focus and just all the things you name? You both have such a level of confidence that I think is directly connected to some of those principles. When you met, how soon did that become established? Like, oh, we both like game time.
Yeah.
I would say right away. I think the biggest thing is, I think the thing that she does amazing that I've always admired more than anything else is, one, how she works. Like, her work ethic is crazy. Like, watching her, I remember going to studios late night. I don't know if you remember this, but I took you to, I was about to take you out to dinner, and I went to go see her, rehearse. I snuck in, blah, blah, blah. And, low key. And I'm sitting in the back corner watching her for like 2.5, 3 hours. And then afterwards, I was excited because I was like, I want to take her to dinner,
Oh.
So we hop in the car and we're trying to find a spot. We're in LA.
Yes! I want y'all in the car right now.
Yeah, we whipping it. And actually, we pulled up to this one spot. We're like, she's like, I don't want to go in. I'm like, why? So she's like, somebody in there I don't want to see. So I was like, all right.
But it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was just like, So then we were like, all right, so cool. So we pull up to this other spot, this hotel in Santa Monica, basically, and they had a little restaurant. And I was like, hey, like, I went inside. And I was like, hey, can you guys dim the lights? They're like, want to dim the lights? I said, yeah, just dim the lights. He's like, all right, yes, sir, Mr. Wilson. We'll dim the lights.
Okay, come on, Mr.
We
Wilson.
go in the front and we sit in the corner. And that was one of our first dates. And we started talking about, like what life really is and what you really want, what you desire. And, all those different things. And we talked about our bucket list and starting our foundation, different things that we want to do one day if it became real. And it was becoming real quickly. But I think what was interesting is, to me, I think a big piece of it was the same energy and same focus level to want to be great in something, and I think that passion was evident. And how can I support you? How can you support me? That's the other thing I think we do really well is when it's her time to shine, I can sit there and be in the background. I can also be right next to her or whatever, vice versa. And I think we do that with just great joy. And that's unique in itself.
Yeah.
But I think going back to some of the things you said earlier is like, how do you make it all work? I think what is so different, and we talked about this too on one of our first dates, is like having old school kind of love. Because like old school to me mean like you see marriages last 50, 60 plus years. Nowadays they only last 2 days. And I think like that's true. And so like a big part of it is I think is when I look back on just old school love in general. We didn't have social media. We didn't have all these different things to distract us. And I think that's the hard part of today. It's just the constant, the constant pinging of your phone, the constant this and that, which we talk about all the time because she's busy, I'm busy. And when we're both busy, like I got work, she's got work, I'm free now, and she's got to send emails. Or like, we went to a trip in Africa. I'm like, I came all the way out here. You were sending emails. And I'm like, what you talking about? So like, but my point is that those are real things. Those are real issues.
The shade of it all.
But my point is that like we get so busy, but how can you stay focused on each other? And I think that's the hardest part. And you add social media and people talking about you too. Yeah. And just the career, the things you're doing, and do they love it, do they hate it, this, that. And that gets challenging. So that's where I think the kids piece of it, like I want my kids to say mom and dad, they fought for each other, they did it for each other. I think they did it for us. I want, Amora and Sienna to look up to me. Yes. And be like, man, my dad was, he wasn't perfect, but man, he gave it all to me, when he could. My son Win and, Future as well. It's like, I want them to be inspired by me, how I worked and how I went about it. And I know they feel that about mom. That's what like, mom. As soon as she runs in the door from being on tour or doing whatever, and they fly and jump in the air to her. And so like my point is, I think that piece of it is the significant piece as well.
I mean, I have to call out Why Not You Productions, which you guys just did. Sarah's well, congratulations on that. And then Why Not You, your foundation. It's just so crazy because the theme of manifestation always comes up when people are talking about your relationship, and just looking at the fact on your first date, you were speaking about those things and they happened, or what you had with the 5 negotiables, and it's So how do you? Because manifestation, I think, it doesn't always look the way that we think it's going to look. So when somebody's talking about manifesting their world or their life, their partner, what do you think is important for them to remember along that? Because I'm sure maybe things have changed along the way. How did you, how do you make your mind wrapped around this has happened for me, even though it looks different?
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
I need everybody to hear me clearly. You do not need a milestone to enjoy yourself. I said what I said. Society has us out here waiting for promotions, engagements, and New Year's Eve to twist open something nice. Meanwhile, I'm over here with a chilled glass of Stella Rosa Black because I remembered to water my plants 3 days in a row. That's growth, literally. And the flavor, sweet, smooth, rich, bold, deep berry, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, all sitting together like a Real Housewives reunion where everybody kept their glass in their hand. This is wine for everyone 21 and up who understands that sometimes a celebration is the random Wednesday, or the quiet night in, or the I finished my laundry and put it all away in one day victory lap. You are the occasion, so please act accordingly. Head to StellaRosa.com to find your favorite flavor. Your next occasion, which is literally whenever you decide, is already taken care of because, baby, this is Stella Rosa. And please, 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 drink responsibly. Let me walk you through my Tuesday. I woke up and immediately had to decide what to wear to a meeting, what to feed my son, whether I'm taking the call from my car or rescheduling, and it's not even 8 a.m. yet. By noon, I've made 100 decisions, and I'm already over it. So the things in my life that don't require me to think, those are sacred. That's exactly what Fruit of the Loom women's underwear is for me. I open the drawer, I grab a pair, and I already know it's going to be comfortable and fit right. There's no guessing, no adjusting, no let me try another pair moment. It just works. When your whole day is full of decisions that actually need your energy, having that kind of simplicity in your routine creates real peace of mind. And trust me, that feels really, really good. Fruit of the Loom proves that simple feels really good.
Well, manifestation, from my perspective, and babe, I'd love to know what you think about this, but manifestation can really be literal.
You feel like that?
100%. So a lot of the things that have happened in my life, not only the good, but also the bad, right?
Sure.
There's life and death in the tongue. So when you speak, my perspective, when you speak, you got to say great things. Like you have to speak life. So, your dreams can happen for you, whether it's career goals, personal goals. It's so crazy. Years ago, I'm in an interview talking about I wanted to have 5 kids. Now, we only have 4.
She's manifesting.
Well, it's too late. You already said it, literally. So see you next year.
No, but I think about like the power of the tongue, right? Yeah. Of like the things that I've envisioned in my life, literally down to the label I wanted to be signed to when I first began, down to me having a goal sheet at 13, 14 years old saying, my first goal, I want to get discovered. My second goal was once I got discovered, I wanted to sell 3 to 4 million albums.
What?
And my third goal was to have longevity. And now I sit here talking to you 21 years later since my first album, Goodies, right?
Come on, my goodies,
So-
not my goodies. So silly.
So, you know, there's so much power. Like, manifestation is real.
Yeah.
You can literally, like, that's why I think for us with the why not you mentality, like, you really have to tap into that, because why not you? Like, why not you be able to go and live the life that you want to, and, you know, have the love that you want to, but also accomplish the goals you want to in your career? You know, what do you want for yourself? Like, as an entrepreneur, like, you're a boss, like, you're doing so great out here, like, you know, but I feel like you're a why not you kind of girl, like, just watching your journey, like, having that mentality and writing down the things you want to happen, you know, visualizing them first, and be clear. Don't be unrealistic about your vision either. Like, we have to do things that we know we can actually do and be great at. But once you visualize it, start to write it down. There's something that's very magical, but also real and synergistic that happens when you go from vision to writing it down, to speaking life into it, to praying over it, where it starts to materialize. So I'm like, I have to remind myself even along the way, especially when times get tough, why not you? See, like, why not you? This is the same philosophy, the same way it's been since day one. Like, so you have to remind yourself of that. And then before you know it, you look up and you're leveling up again in whatever way you desired. So manifestation is really real.
Yes.
Yeah, I think manifestation is critical to success. I think it's the most important thing to me, in my opinion. Obviously, the physical attributes of an athlete, as you talked about earlier a little bit, but like in terms of life, love, marriage, relationships, success financially, overcoming obstacles, you know, like a lot of it, like we go to the children's hospital, you know, every Tuesday and stuff like that a lot of times. And when you go to the children's hospital, it's interesting because the observation is that we've seen, I don't know, 3,000 plus kids. And what's amazing, there's this kid that I saw the other day, and man, he is the direct reflection of manifestation. I've seen him, I don't know, probably 15 times this year alone. His name's Avery, and had cancer, has been battling. He even, and every time I walk in the room, he gets just so excited. Like, when I say so excited, he is like this most excited, you know, kid ever. And he just leans on me, hugs me. He's like, man, I knew you were coming back. I knew you were coming back. You know, he's just so excited. And I think a big piece of that is his manifestation of joy, right? And we all have, and this guy's got cancer. He's on his deathbed, basically. You know, he's gone through so much chemo. His mom was telling me the other day that, you know, he had a pneumonia, he had this, he's been battling. Like, they didn't know if he was going to make it, but just his amount of joy. So a big piece of manifestation is actually our words and what we say to ourselves internally. There's a great book called The Inner Game of Tennis that we talk about it. Me and my brother and my old mental coach, Trevor Moad, we started a company called Limitless Minds. We literally talk about the greatest athletes in the world, the greatest business leaders in the world.
Come on.
They're able to, yes, positivity works, right? We know that. But what we know works 100% of the time is negativity.
Yeah.
And so when we speak negative things, it works 100% of the time negatively. And so what we talk about is this idea around neutral thinking, okay? Speaking the truth. Okay, this is what I'm going through. It could be great. It could be tough, right? If you have cancer, right? My old mental coach who passed away of cancer, he was an amazing guy named Trevor Moad. And he used to always say, you know, you don't have to be sick to get better. And a big piece of that is that the reality is that when you get diagnosed with cancer at noon on a Tuesday, okay, at 10 a.m., and you just had the greatest amount of your best day, right? And you're feeling good, but you're going to the doctors at 10 a.m., you know, you didn't know you had cancer and you felt great. So now when you get this diagnosis, he always called it the C word. He said, I'm going to beat the C word. And it may end my life, right? It may end my life, but it's not going to beat me. And so I think the big piece of it is that in life, our mindset, our mentality, the things we go through, the struggles, you know, all the things that we battle, manifesting love, manifesting your next job opportunity, manifesting the goodness that you manifest, and just, I'm going to get through today, is something that I think is a critical piece to it. And so I believe it's like, you know, we always talk about this idea, but the really simple thought of going on a negativity diet, Like, I'm gonna get away from negativity. What I say, what we say to each other, what we say to friends, what we say to, how do we uplift? And I just want to be in a space of just like, of good, just like joy and uplifting. And I think I have to remind myself of that even, because I'm a upbeat, positive, energetic guy in general. But it's like, you're going through, this, you're going through that. And it's like, okay, catch that mojo and be around the right people that are going to speak life to you. And I just think that, like, you write it out. Like Habakkuk 2:2 says, write it out plain so you can see it so they can run to it. So write it out. Like, what is you're looking for in a girl and a man, whatever it is? What are you looking for your job? What are you looking for this? What are you looking for the? And most importantly, what are you looking for you? And that's the whole mentality around why not you, is this idea. My mom, my dad, Ciara's parents, he used to always ask us, why not you when we were young kids? And my dad used to always encourage rather than discourage. He used to always paint a picture of when I'm 8 years old. Russ, you're 25 years old. What are you doing in life? And I'd have to paint that picture. If the picture wasn't big enough, he'd be like, son, that's not good enough. We can go bigger. And so I'd have to retell that story. So part of having this why not you attitude and why we started Why Not You Foundation and why we've been just seeing kids, and we had a year this year. We did our 3-brand Youth Athlete of the Year. We raised, $21.6 million this year.
Oh, wow.
We gave half of it to the V Foundation, which is pretty cool. We're on the board of that. And what's amazing,
incredible.
But what's amazing about that, not the number. What's amazing about it is the lives and the belief that, we can overcome anything and we can do it together. And so when we do things together, when the world decides to come and people come together, our teammates or friends or whatever, when we come together, anything's possible. And so I think ultimately it's just, celebrating this mentality of why not you, because subconsciously or consciously, at some point in our lives, we have to ask ourselves that question. And I think that's the big, most significant piece. And, why not us?
Have you ever studied life coaching or did anything, any things like that?
I've lived life. I've lived a lot of it. I've been on the highest of the mountains to some in the valley. And I think when you're in that and you understand, like, over the past few years for me in my career, I was on the mountaintop for 10 plus years, and somebody asked me the other day, I was talking to a friend and he was like, man, where are you at in the world right now? It's my boy, B Marsh. And he was like, well, football, this and that. I said, man, I feel like I'm in a 16-round fight. I've won 11 rounds. Maybe I haven't won the past few. It doesn't mean I'm not going to win 15 and 16. But that's got to be my mentality, and I think that's a big piece to it, knowing what you're trusting in and knowing that God's got great things. And I think, but that's because I get surrounded around amazing people and amazing thoughts and just believing ultimately in you. And so I think that we just got to surround ourselves. And listen, everybody's life's different. We've all been challenged. There's adversity's coming. We do know that for all of us.
Yeah.
And so how do we handle it and how do we go about it? And a big piece of it is how we speak to our own internal self. And your own internal dialogue, your own internal ad. Like think about an ad, right? We have our kids line 3-brand, right? Our ad is mind, body, soul for the kids, right? That's what we're focused on, mind, body, soul.
Yep.
Great apparel, this and that. But the idea is like at the end of the day, no matter how good it looks like how good the apparel is, like I want the kid's mind to be like, I'm a winner. I walk on that field, I put that 3-brand on, I feel great. So it's the same idea as like, what's your own internal ad, Keke?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you speaking to yourself? And your internal ad's got to be better than anybody else can pitch.
I mean,
And
this
so I think that's
concept of
important.
distilling the mindset has been something that I've been so focused on as I've gotten older and my platform has grown bigger and trying to do things with Key TV Network and how do I tell people what's because really it ain't no different. It's this. It's what I got in my heart and my soul that makes me believe that I can achieve. So this concept of distilling the mindset, I'm telling you, man, since I was 5 years old, something bad would come into my mind. I'd be like, that's not me.
That's good.
I would just say that to myself. I don't know why I would do that, but it's like a negative thing would come up, and I would say, that's not the real me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't choose that.
You know what's good about
That's
that,
awesome.
too, is
Yeah.
the
Speaking life.
idea of speaking life into it, but also speaking out of existence.
Yeah.
Because, like, part of it is, like, we talk about the idea of speak life, right? Like, that's speaking positivity, that's speaking good things, this and that. But also, it's also killing a piece of something that's negative, right? The ability to shoot it down quickly. Like, how fast can you get to that? And you know what? The brain is a muscle. So, like, we have to train it. And I think we all struggle. We all have highs, lows, this, that. I'll have great days, some bad days, some, we're all, there's 8.5 billion people in the world. We all have a brain. So how do we process and how do we use it? And so a big piece of it is that we're all going to face struggles. And a big point, I think the biggest thing where the devil tries to trick us is that we can't improve it.
Right.
And that's our own internal dialogue. That's not really us. That's not really us. That's just this backwards, thought back here. Somebody on our shoulders, like,
Yes.
you can't fix that. You can't
Get
do
out.
that.
Jiminy
You can't."
Cricket.
And I think the biggest thing is talking to them,
Get out.
and talking to that shoulder that's like negative, and be like, no, that's not me. Like you
Yeah.
just said, like that's not who I am. That's not who I'm going to be. And you know what? It may have been you, right? Like
Yeah.
part of it may have been you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I'm not going to be that next. And so y'all need to start, you need to do your idea on why not her.
I
Sarah's got
know,
a
I
huge
do.
idea around why not her
Please.
conference, this and that. Y'all need to.
Girl, I'm down for the conference.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
let
saying.
me-
Why not
Let's
her?
go.
Girl, please.
I'm just saying, but
It's
like, speaking to
manifesting.
life.
We done said
I
it.
love that.
We
Right
done
here.
said it.
Right
here.
So
y'all.
it's happening because anything that involves pushing us forward. And that's why
Yeah.
I say what I love what you guys do. You talk about partnership, your brand, who you are as people, but who you're being as a couple.
Yeah.
Like I want to, those are the things that matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Also, you spoke about 3 Brand, but I also want to talk about you're the co-founder of Frosh.
Yeah.
Which is the new family drink that has protein in it, girl. You know the protein we're dying for right
Yes, so we are, and our kids. So I have this actually in my bag right here.
now. Oh,
Fresh out the
What's
shelf.
been so cool about it too is we've been focused
so this
on
is Frosh.
Come on, Frosh.
Yeah.
so good.
About to get us to the baby. I'm going to drink this one, though.
There you
Yeah,
go.
no, this is really good. So we have Frosh. It's the first ever kids protein juice in a box. Okay.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
us mom, we want our kids to get the protein, and unfortunately, kids be fighting. They don't want to eat that chicken.
They don't.
They don't
really
want to eat that steak. They don't want to eat that meat. Isn't it good?
Oh, it tastes really
Tropic
good.
Blast.
Is it like apple juice?
This is Tropic Blast that you're drinking right now. It's so good, right?
This is delicious, guys.
Yeah.
How much protein does it in here?
So you have 5 grams of protein.
But
and
you know those
7
kids,
total
they be
grams
drinking
of
two.
sugar.
They be drinking 2
I'm
of
about to
those
say
bottles
it's not,
quick.
it's not added sugar.
You got
that's
low
crazy.
sugars as well. Yep, all natural.
Delicious, guys.
And so
This is good.
no, it's exciting because us moms and dads,
Very good
You
drink.
know, we need our kids to like get that protein consumption, and we want that, but the kids want the taste. So you get the best of both worlds in Frosh, and we'll be in all Target doors in May.
Yeah.
So I'm excited
Congratulations.
about that. Yeah.
But I love that. I love all the intentionality behind everything you guys do, from Why Not You to Frosh to 3 Brand, the intentional health, mind, lifestyle.
Yeah,
That's the vibe.
I think our big thing is just focus on the youth, and really, the family aspect of it. Like I think Ciara with Frosh, like I thought it was a genius idea. I'm like, it's a great idea.
He was always thinking about kids need protein in their drinks, and
That's
kids
that
were trying to
athlete.
grab ours.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
but
like
he's
the kids
always
play
thinking
game
that
and like
way.
they need protein
Yeah.
right away. That's what us athletes do.
Yeah.
So why don't kids have it, right?
Yeah.
And so Frosh and her great partners and all that,
tastes
and
good.
Very good.
She's been crushing this. So I think it's gonna be massive, really cool, fun for the kids. But then also too, we've done 3 brands you talked about earlier. Our apparel line, Mind, Body, Soul. It's been really amazing. We kind of started from scratch, hand drew the logo.
Well, y'all know,
like-
call Baby Leo.
Yeah,
Model
we got
for y'all.
we got clothes for
can
you.
He's
walk in the next
available.
show.
Yeah, we
He's
should.
available.
Yeah, come on now, say less.
For the Wilson
we
family.
making deals on Keke Palmer.
Yeah,
honey.
for sure.
Yeah,
You
it
know
got
it.
it going.
I know I gotta let you guys go soon, but this is like probably the most important piece of the interview, what I'm about to ask right now.
Okay.
I heard y'all are good at matchmaking.
Oh. This is
You know,
true.
2 of the people y'all done matchmake, they already walking down the
I think
aisle.
we 4 for 4.
So, I just came, want to make sure I ask before we got to the game,
Well, let me ask you
who
this.
y'all see for me?
Let me ask you this. I got a couple questions for
Russell
you.
ready. He already
Okay.
thinking about somebody.
So I got some ideas, but I need to know a few things. First of all, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for, first of all, faith. A God
Hold on now. We on this, baby. This is Keke Palmer now. So you fellas out there, you gotta listen. I said listen. That's the key part. Listen.
Let
All
me
right. So
kick
say this
off.
again.
Let
Say
me
this.
kick it off. Listen.
Sierra over
Everybody
there.
tuned
You're
in right now to
seductive
the
over there.
Keke
What's
Palmer
wrong?
show. It's your girl C, your boy Russ. We with our girl Keke, and we Keke in, but we serious right now because we want our girl to have the love that she deserves. So Keke, talk to him.
Hey, baby boys.
Yeah, baby boy.
Baby
He
boys.
said, hey, baby boy.
Hey, grown kings.
Yeah, there you go. Tell them what you need.
I'm looking for a God-fearing man.
Okay.
Somebody that really loves God in the way that they treat their friends, their family, the people they work with. They actually know him embodied. Okay? I'm looking for...
Well, that's one thing.
Okay.
Boom. Big thing. It's the most important thing.
I'm looking for somebody that knows where they want to go. They're clear on their path.
Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
They're
Clarity.
absolutely having clarity about where they want to go and who they want to be.
Okay.
Somebody with a good sense of humor.
Yes, because
Not
you
too
got to.
serious. Girl.
If you're gonna be with Keke, you got to laugh. Because this girl gonna make you laugh. Okay. I love that.
Somebody
y'all just
that-
call me over because I want to laugh all day.
Girl,
I love
we need to be laughing
Call
with
us.
y'all,
You know what I'm
okay?
saying? Come on over. Okay.
Drinking some Frosh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I need a man. So I said those three.
Okay,
It
yeah.
needs to be a man that is cool with me being me. That doesn't mean not respecting and honoring him, but just having my own
you
world,
shine.
being able to do my own stuff,
Miss
show
Independent.
independent. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
respect your
Miss
independence.
Independent.
Yeah.
That's why I love her. Okay, and then the last thing I'll say is,
Okay, Kia.
because that's 5. I'm gonna do 5, right?
Yeah.
You got 5. Yeah, no, you got.
So
That was 4.
That was
Yep,
4. So the
yep.
last one is, the last one is,
What you about to say?
he loved my son.
Ooh, that's
Yes. We love that.
I love my son. Got to honor my son. Got to see it for
good.
my
How old
son.
is your son?
3.
3.
3. So
Yeah,
good.
Leo.
That's a good number.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's so, guys, and y'all talk about the attitude. My son is just like how you said Win be. That's how Leo
Turn.
be. Ready? Mama, go to your room.
Oh, who you?
Go to, and I be going though. So
No,
I'm
no,
confused.
no. See,
I got to get it in
we
line.
got to, yeah, no, we need to connect
just
on
he
that
too
too.
cute.
Yeah, we got to connect on that too.
So just
But
keep
that's
that in
great.
mind, guys. Those 5.
We love
I
that.
love those 5 things.
I love that. See, you're manifesting right now. That's what you're doing. I'm telling you, because you're putting it into the universe. When you start to speak life into those things,
I feel it.
fast forward to
Michael
you
B.
come
Jordan.
back.
I feel it too.
We're gonna see you in just a little bit. What'd you say, baby?
I said I feel
Michael
it
B.
too.
Jordan.
That's
Right?
it.
So we're gonna come back, and this is gonna be. Oh, did you hear? You know what? Oh, y'all keep that in the edit right now. Okay, don't take that
Oh
out.
my gosh, I'm so
Okay.
crazy, guys. Okay, wait, I have to hand you this. We getting this. This is the last thing, and I'm letting you guys
okay.
go.
All right.
We're gonna play a fun little newlywed game. I always play
Okay.
games with my guests, and this one
I
was
love
We
games. We love
newlyweds or
games.
we old heads?
Right, you guys
We
are
newly.
only
Oh,
weds.
but wait, you know what today is? This is the day.
day that you guys had your first date.
Yes, it is the day we met each other in
Yes,
person.
met
In
each
person.
other, met each other
How you
first.
know that? Did we?
Did my research.
Wow, I love
July
that.
6th, 10 years.
July 6th is
Yeah, you bet.
She know.
You,
She know.
you come on now, Kate. Somebody out here doing her job.
Okay, don't play.
Come on.
When you have royalty in the room, you got to come correct.
Oh,
Okay. Correct. So this is called What's the Truth?
Okay.
Obviously, you guys know the concept. I'm going to ask a question.
see her card.
You write it down.
I
She
can't-
can't show you. No cheating.
me, no.
And you'll turn it around and you'll reveal if you guys have the same answer. Okay.
Okay.
So
This is quick answers. Boom.
quick answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. All right. What's your favorite vacation spot?
That we've ever been. That go together.
Yep. Y'all's favorite vacation spot together.
Oh, Hicks.
All Hicks. It's funny. Okay.
I think this is right.
3. You done?
Revealing it?
Okay. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Same bars.
Y'all is rich, by the way. St. Bart's.
Okay, perfect.
Fabulous.
All right, erase, right?
Okay, erase. Next one.
Let's go.
Which of your kids is most like Russ?
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Win.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Which of your
Fitting
kids
image.
is most like Ciara?
Oh.
Y'all already knew. Sienna?
How you gonna say it?
Yeah, Sienna
Sienna.
Princess.
Let's see, mama.
Okay. What is the best gift your spouse has ever given you? Let's do.
Ooh.
This is hard, right? Because it's like maybe the best gift you've ever given Russ. Let's do that.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so I'm writing down the best gift she's ever given me.
Yes, and you're
Oh,
writing down the best
gosh.
gift that you think he had from you when you're
Oh,
done.
wait, hold on. Okay, he gonna say something different, I bet. But
3, 2, 1.
4 amazing.
I knew he was gonna say something sweet.
Oh, the amazing
What you put?
kiddos. I mean, that is a tough gift.
watch. Yeah, I'm not that materialistic.
No, but it's nice.
I do love that watch though.
Babe, that watch. I went through the
watch
hoops to
it.
get that watch.
guys are so cute.
AP,
I
send it to
talked to
me.
it.
AP,
Oh,
send it to me.
This would be the funnest. This would be the fun thing.
I was gonna put the babies. I swear, I said he's gonna say something different, but I was thinking that he really.
I mean, the 4 amazing kids
Next
is
question,
priceless.
Keke.
Next question is, what's the sexiest thing about your partner? So
Ooh.
let's
Like-
do what's the sexiest thing about Russ. You'll write that, and then
Okay.
you'll also write what the sexiest
I'm
thing
writing
Is it
down the sex thing about myself.
The physical.
that she thinks.
Well-
So you're gonna write what she thinks is the sexiest thing about you. You're gonna
Okay.
write what he thinks
This
is
is
the sexiest
physically,
thing
or
Is
about
it the
just-
physical part, or is it like
Oh, what you mean?
no? Because
whatever
like for
you think
example,
it is. Do you think it's the, maybe you think it's
How
his
about,
attitude?
how about one thing?
Well, 'cause there's a
one
part
thing
that I
physical,
love-
One thing's not.
okay, so let's do
that
the
thing is
physical.
about to be written all down.
No. Facts.
What you want to do? You tell me.
What you think is sexiest about
Don't write
him and
the-
what you
don't
think he's
write
gonna
that
say
one
about
thing.
you.
Well, okay, the sexiest feature. What'd you say, Keke?
I'm laughing at him talking about don't write that one thing.
Stop, babe. All the things. No, but what we can do is when we say like the part.
Why did it get so hot? Sir? Like what the?
No, because I was just thinking about like his sexiest like physical feature, which is there's quite a bit of things there. So
And then I'm gonna write about you.
Thank you. Think about me. Is
No, what
I think
you
about
think
you.
about me, yes.
Okay.
Guys,
Thanks for having us on the show.
Thanks for
this was
having
fun.
me.
And
Thanks for having
then,
me.
but
You
wait,
still hot over there?
But actually, that's how I feel because I feel that I'm also in y'all's world right now.
wait. So, babe, you have 2 beats on your
I
card,
have 2
right?
beats in my card.
Okay,
And there are
three.
things
Oh no,
you
wait.
think about me.
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
I said God-fearing and my trap.
Now, what's my trap? Oh, that you. She think the sex thing about you is that you're
loves my
God friend.
I said traps.
And then you
His
said
traps
traps
got me
and-
trapped. Okay, no, I love
then the
his
last
traps.
one is you-
And then I said how you love our kids.
How you love our kids.
I said
That still
God-fearing.
involves God.
Okay.
It's like
All
Superman.
right, now I got to write about you.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's
All
reversed.
right. Okay. What I'm gonna say you love about
I'm going to
me.
say one thing just in general about you.
Oh, I know what you're
and
gonna say.
One thing.
Physical, and then
This is so cute.
all right.
It's a lot, but there's
3,
a lot of things
okay.
physical, but I can.
1.
So the mother you are and your legs.
She do have insane. Oh, you did it. That's perfect to end
go,
on,
baby.
you guys.
It's just,
Thank you so much for
This was
coming
fun.
to the
Yeah,
show.
this
Can
is
we
a
come,
great
like, every week?
time.
Yes, guys.
Come on.
Can we come on?
We got double dates to have.
First of all, we have double dates to have.
We got conferences to.
Why not her?
Why not
Come
her
on.
conference?
We got to do Pilates.
We got.
Come
Let's
on.
go. I be seeing you doing your Pilates
Girl,
too.
that's my barber. You know,
Keke,
guys,
let's
listening
go.
to Ciara and Russell, it is clear that love isn't just something you find. It's something you choose and something you build over time. And how you show up, how you support each other, how you grow, and what you create together. And I think that's the real takeaway. Whether it's love, family, or legacy, it's not just about finding it. It's about what it takes to make it last. I thank you guys so much for sharing that with us. And to everybody watching, don't forget, you deserve a love that's aligned, a life that's intentional, and something that truly lasts. I'll see you next time on Baby, this is Keke Palmer.
Baby,